But Willie is very connected in Mexico. He doesn't just work in Rio Bravo. He works in ministries throughout many places. In fact, today he will travel from here to San Diego to meet with 16 other people to look at immigration issues and ministries that are happening on the border. And so Willie is very well connected, not just in Rio Bravo, but in all of Mexico. A lot of the changes that are happening in ministry are making the ministries that are happening with the Mexican people much more grounded, where it's not just we come in, we build a house, and we leave, but we're able to look at the health of people. We're looking at education. We're looking at the way that we build in order to be helpful for families long term. And so I am very excited that he is here, because I know that he is connected and knows what's happening in Mexico. He can tell you what's changing. He was here, in fact, he came to lead a VIM team yesterday. He was in Oklahoma City with 60 other United Methodist people looking at mission work and how to be in mission in international places. And so I don't want to eat up any more of his time, but I'm very pleased that he's here. I ask that you give him your fullest attention, because I know that you will be not only inspired, but also feel like you have a better sense of what's happening in Mexico. Willie?
Let me first thank you and thank Audra for letting me be here, and let me explain my role and my position in Mexico. I'm been doing missions, the coordination of mission teams for 10 years, but in the last 3 years, I'm a missionary with the General Board of Global Ministries of the United Methodist Church. And that is a great support for our ministry, but also made my responsibilities bigger. So issues along the border and connecting the Methodist Church of Mexico with the United Methodist Church is my main responsibility. And the Volunteers and Mission Program has been my role as coordinating teams that are coming from the U.S. into Mexico. One of our goals is to have the Mexican church active and start mission teams to go in Mexico and also in the future come to the U.S. and work. Right. Reynosa and Matamoros are hitting the news almost every day. You know, like Juarez has been the worst city in Mexico, or probably in many parts of the world. Juarez is in the middle of our borders, and it's the biggest crossing of business for U.S. and Mexico. But Reynosa is even if it's only 12 miles apart from Rio Bravo, because it's a bigger city, there are more places where you can hide. Okay? It's a bigger crossing. Rio Bravo is just getting an international bridge next month. So it's going to be even safer, if you let me say it that way, to be in Rio Bravo, because we can just going to be 10 minutes away from crossing to the U.S. instead of driving through Reynosa or Matamoros. In the map, you will see Reynosa, Rio Bravo, Progreso, and Matamoros. And that's where most of our teams are going. And the testimonies that are brought is from a team that just went in Matamoros and worked there. And just being a bigger city, anywhere in the world, will make issues more common. You know, the numbers actually, there's this other article that says that the numbers proportion, it's Washington D.C. is probably more, there are more killings per year than some of the cities that you have heard me talking about. So the media, if you look at the newspapers or if you watch the TV, there's only the big things and most of the times the bad things that they will tell you. Now let me tell you about the Church of Mexico and Manos Juntas. You know what Manos Juntas means? It means hands together. Hands together, and that's our ministry that was started by your conference in Rio Bravo. And that's where we are inviting you to go. And you know, I just said something very important. we are inviting you to go. We don't want you to go to other places where we don't, we probably don't feel safe, or we don't feel that it's safer for you, or safe for you. We are inviting you to Rio Bravo, and also, because of timing, we might be able to start a new program with you. Okay. Manos juntas, it's hands together. Can you say with me, manos juntas? Manos juntas. Okay. Now say, manitas juntas.
Manitas juntas.
Okay, what does that mean? I'm sorry. Little hands together. Okay? Little Hands Together, Manitas Juntas, is going to be the new program that we want to start working with Mexican children, you know, between 8 to 10 years old, and you are going to take them and they are going to do mission work with you. Okay? Instead of you doing mission work for other children, our Mexican children are going to learn from you and with you to work for somebody else. Am I explaining myself? Instead of you just going and then you'll come back and say, oh, we work and we did this and we went and play with the children. I want you to come back and say, we went there and teach some children to do mission work. And our children are going to work with you for other people. Okay? When you see our children, we are going to select the group as you know, as you are being selected or invited. We are going to invite a group of children, and half of a day we're going to do a special project with them and you, and they're going to be painting with you, or planting little trees with you, or cleaning a public school with you, or doing some other things, because the Church of Mexico wants that you help us teach our children to do mission work. Why are you going to Mexico? Because the U.S. Church wants to plant the seed on you to do mission work. And for you to understand that the church, it's about reaching out. Okay? So that's why you're being invited. That's why you are being challenged to go. I didn't tell you any joke. Can I tell them a joke? Okay. I'm going to tell you a joke. So you can understand our role in the middle of you and the missions in Mexico. A Christian group went to Mexico to a mission project without telling us. They didn't contact us. They didn't send us an email or oh, by the way, we're on Facebook on Manos Juntas. Just look for Manos Juntas. We're on Facebook. No, that's not a joke. And I'm on Facebook, but I don't do it. Okay, so I'm just there, but I don't care. Very old. Anyway. So they went and they look around in that little city and they say, these people in Mexico, they need something. They're bored. They need something. We should do something for fun for them. So they got their team meeting and they say, okay, we're going to do the bungee jump for them. Oh, wonderful idea. So some of them start building the tower because it was a flat area. They went and bought the wood and so all of the little Mexicans, I say that because of me, not because of our children, start gathering and say, so what are they doing? You know, a tower. They start building this tower, and the team was building the tower and get the rope and set it up, and so they say, okay, we're going to send team leader to try it, and so they didn't have any translators, so they say, we will show them what it is, and then they will have fun with us. Okay. So they tied up the rope, and the guy was pushed. And when he was bouncing back,
the other team members were looking down and saying, "Whoa, he had blood and bruises," and so they was, whoa. He fell down again and bounced back again, and they grabbed him. He had more blood and more bruises. What happened? Was the rope too long? I say, no. The rope was fine. But what the heck does piñata means? You know, it's a cultural thing, the bungee jump and the piñata. Two different perspectives. Thank you. So that's what we are. We are in the middle of the piñata and the bungee jump, so you don't get hurt, okay? Thank you, and God bless.